What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thanks for joining me on this YouTube Wednesday. And I'm going to deliver just a bunch of producer tips while giving you at the same time awareness of a release that I have on a label that I absolutely have respected for some time now, and I know I'm not alone in the opinion, which is on Yoruba Records. So the track is called Discover. It's very much a departure from what most people would expect from me in terms of jacking or tech house, harder beats. It's very much a soulful Afro house kind of appeal and feel. And my approach to the song was when I initially made the beat. It was a beat I posted earlier on my channel called Gabriel and the Wonder of Discernment, and I just made the beat because I was feeling it, and then I handed the beat over to Cynthia Amoah, who is local in Toronto here. It's a tremendous vocalist, super talented and very creative lyrically, and she took the song and I think just put it to a whole other level. The song, when I heard the vocals, it was very clear to me it was about vulnerability and taking a risk, when you decide to kind of let your guard down and take a risk with letting somebody else in your life, and the risk is equal on both sides. So I added some things to the song to put more emphasis on those vocals, and when Osalad heard it, he immediately got it, and I was grateful for that. The song has some really cool remixes. We got a very solid club bass mix from K-Tronic, another interpretation more on the deep side from Nick Holder, and of course Indinga Gaba with deep, a deep interpretation, but a little bit more funkier from a Kerry Chandler side in terms of the drum work. So diving into the original mix here, I went with a 3-bar loop again. I chopped up some Fender Rhodes, so I'll play the loop. Let me play another part where it's not as filtered. Right here. And I heard my own bass line underneath all of that, so I wrote this. So that becomes the main like the groove of it, and when you're working with 3-bar loops, because most things, even in different samples and the way of thinking and the approach to production, most people just think evenly. So with the drums, I had to make sure that they were interpreted, and even with the percussion, interpreted from a 3-bar perspective. So I'm going to play you some conga stuff over the bass, so you know where it is in the loop. Right here. 1. Right there. All in 3 bars. Shaker. And then everything else pretty much follows from there, just in terms of the typical 4 to the floor house, deep Afro soulful house style. The vocal placement was something I've been fooling around with, but this was last year. Like we wrote this tune back in, we finalized it back in June of last year. So like April, we got working on this thing, and I was listening to some Prince records, and there's a technique that Prince would use. I think I spoke about this in one of my other videos, where he play with the timing of the vocals, so it would sound like it's doubled, but really and truly the vocal is panned one way with a certain effect on it, and another channel the timing is just moved. So when it all comes together, it seems to make sense, but when you're hearing it in headphones, it just sounds absolutely brilliant and amazing. And that was intentional for this song because of the degree of the lyrics and how people can relate to it. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't necessarily like this club song. It's a very personal song, and I wanted to make sure that translated well. So, I mean, Cynthia is an amazing vocalist. So let's give this a little bit of. So here she is. And I added some strings to kind of go right into it.
We take the chance, I'll take my stance, slowly I walk like with that. You into the sunlight, let's be where everything changes, 'cause who are we to now?
So very powerful vocals, and then we recorded this at Metalworks Studio here in Toronto, and some people, made comments to me like, why would you go to such a big studio? You're only using up a certain amount of the channels on the board, and you're doing most of the work in your home studio. What's the point? And the point of recording at Metalworks for vocals is that you're going to get a high quality vocal. You have much more selection in terms of the different mics that you would use for certain situations, and it's absolutely affordable. So why wouldn't you do it when you can achieve a high quality vocal and achieve the best possible recording for your project? Another part of the vocal I want to talk about is how we've laid in some background pieces to complement what was going on in the lead. So I'm just going to try and find a part here. Oh, this is good. Right.
Discover you, discover me, discover let's discover what this could be. Discover what this could be. Discover, let's discover.
And you heard a few other things in there. I added a mini Moog. I wish I had the real thing, but it's by Turia. It's just a lead where it basically tells you that this is the chorus. And I played around with the modulation a bit, just following the flow of the vocals to just put some more emphasis on those pieces. So when it all comes together, as you heard, it's very impactful. So that's really the gist of the song. Discover on Yoruba Records. It's available on vinyl July 21st and digitally on later on, I believe sometime in August. So look out for it. I appreciate all of the support. The remixes were stellar. K-Tronic and Nick Holder and Dinga Gaba just really blowing it out of the park on this one. So thank you guys for being receptive to me doing this. It's a complete departure from what I'd normally do, but it's just music. I mean, I love deep, soulful stuff as well as jacking and techno and tech house as well. It's all underground. It's all, music stemming from this culture that I've long supported. So why not? All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Stay up, stay focused, do your thing. Peace.
You discover me.